I want you to tell us a little bit more about this, the Securing Border States Act. I think I know what drove you and several other members to put this bill together, but how important is something like this with what clearly is something the Biden administration does not care to address, and that's the crisis at the southern border?
Well, there's no question about it. They want us to look the other way. But frankly, the very first day of Biden's office, he discontinued the border wall construction. We know walls work. We've seen the numbers. We've seen the statistics where walls were built in San Diego and out in El Paso and all along the border. And unfortunately, President Biden, with his short-sightedness, or I'd say his radical philosophy now, has stopped the construction, and it has put an enormous burden on our border authorities and starting allowing really over 1 million people in this year alone. And so in order to get that out of the hands of President Biden's administration so that he could not stop legitimately appropriated funding to construct this border wall, we have introduced a bill, and this has been in conjunction with the Republican Study Committee, the RSC, and a number of my colleagues. But this will put a block grant funding mechanism there so that when a southwest border state, whether it be Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, or California, expresses the need and certifies that this is something they want to do,
Congressman, do you mind if I stop you? I'm curious about some. So I know in Texas right now, depending on which count you use, but according to the Border Patrol, and we've had Mark Morgan on the show many times, there are between 18 and 25 holes in portions of the wall that were under construction. Arizona, New Mexico, California have fewer, but their border is obviously a lot shorter than Texas. Does this bill address any of those holes that are existing in the wall right now?
Absolutely, it will address that, and I've been to that border. I've been to every state on the southern border. I've taken 3 groups of my colleagues down there this year alone. I've been there with Mark Morgan, as a matter of fact. We've seen these gaps. We've seen the unfinished walls. We've seen the unfinished, incomplete gates where they have to man it with actual Border Patrol agents rather than a mechanism that can open and close it.
Right.
And so this will give funding to complete a lot of this construction, and Biden won't be able to touch it. Now, we know the reality of the situation is that probably this will never see the light of day on the House floor or the Senate floor, but nevertheless, we have to do something to try to get monies into the hands of our states that are trying to protect themselves. Our Constitution, Article 4, Section 4, the federal government is supposed to guarantee each state a Republican form of government, protect us from invasion and from anarchy down there, and that's exactly what Governor Abbott is trying to do. I applaud him and the other governors like DeSantis and Governor Nome from South Dakota, sending folks down here to help Texas, and this would remedy this problem.